Welcome back, little goblins, and we're here again with a new spicy deck. This is right before we're about to get the Ishizu cards, so that's going to be pretty nutty. But I think this deck actually can shake up the format pretty crazy too. So this is Spellbook Runick, and I know what you're saying, Runick. But it's actually, I actually find it quite enjoyable because I like playing spellbooks, because spellbooks you get to draw a bunch of cards, and Judgment is insanely broken cards. Like, a lot of times, I'm not even kidding you, I will Judgment, and my opponent, if they don't have a way of stopping it, they just concede because they know they're gonna get Jogened. They know I'm about to draw like a bunch of cards, and on top of drawing a bunch of cards, you also draw a bunch of cards with your Runick. So what's the benefit of drawing all your cards? Well, the faster you kind of burn through your spellbook engine, the more fire you have for your Spellbook of Fates, which are free banishes, pretty much. You get the banish for deleting cards in your graveyard. And on top of that, you're able to get to your Runick cards faster. Because one of the weak points of Runick, I will say, if there is a weak point of Runick, is running out of Runick cards. So like when you're using your field spell draw, that's why when you ash someone, when they try to do their field spell draw, a lot of times you can shut them out of winning the game. Because you ash them, they don't draw, and then they start bricking, they start drawing some traps and stuff like that. And if they can't draw another Runick card, or they didn't have one in their hand, it's going to make it tough for them to try and get that draw going again. So, I think this deck is pretty damn good, especially since these cards got limited to 2. Since they're limited to 2, normally these are all 3 ofs that you normally run. That means we're running 3 less Runick cards than normal. So the drawing engine from the spellbook will definitely help a lot with that. We also have some cheeky stuff going on with Spellbook of Prophecy and Succubus. There was like an engine to get this off more. I guess there was an engine in the deck that was supposed to get off Utopic Draco Future easier, but after playtesting the deck a bit, like, it didn't feel very consistent at all, or I think most games ended way before we even did anything like that. And most of the time you're going to win from deck out anyway. Like, I don't really see the need of putting in Utopic Draco Future or summoning it if your opponent is just going to probably concede from you doing all this other cring shit. So you know what I mean? So we're gonna get into some games, and after you see how the deck plays, we're gonna go into our recap to see how the deck performed, and we'll let you guys know. All right, let's get into some games. Hello, we're here with game number 1, and we're playing against Talos, which I'm pretty sure is a bot. So I don't know if you guys ever played against this on ladder, but I ended up playing this on ladder. I wasn't really expecting it. They are playing a FTK burn deck. Now, normally, this is an instant scoop, right? This is an instant loss. You're going to see how they do the burn. So they go into Ray, and then they use their rank up to go into Dragnir. So this card allows them to summon the the number monster that is good. So you get to summon Dragon, but he's also going to be able, on my turn, special summon the other number monster that makes it pretty much when he gains life points, it burns your opponent's for the same life points. So a lot of times they use Mystic Walk and stuff like that, tribute this, and then deal 13,000. But the reason why we didn't concede is because I wanted to see what he was going to do first. He plays Trap Trick, and he actually is playing Destruction Potion, which, for Destruction Potion to work, he has to actually destroy this. So we play our Slumber, which is limited to 2 now. And like I said, this guy's a bot, so he has no idea what's happening. He's just doing whatever bot things. He plays a Manipulator of Souls. And since it doesn't destroy, my opponent concedes. I assume that's how the bot script is. I just included this just because I thought it was a funny match. And it kind of just to show you don't concede too early, because you might have the answer in your hand. Because when I was first playing this on stream, when playing against this, I literally was like, I just lose, right? I'm like, I kind of want to see what he does exactly. And then we seen that I could just use the Runick Slumbering and I could win the game instantly. So I thought it was funny. So enjoy it. Hello everybody, we're here with game number 2 and I'm playing against Deep Fry Egg. I think I fought his brother in the ladder, shrimp fried rice. It was a horrible joke. As you can see, we're doing a bunch of shenanigans. By the way, Judgment's insane. It works off any spell, so it works so well with just a regular Runick archetype. It's crazy how good it works. So, we're just going to do our stuff. Play Slumber. Mill a few more cards. We actually hit an Endymion, which does a really nice hit. We draw 3. Play Secrets. We draw Fate. So the reason why you want to do that is just so you can set up the Fate, because we have 3 spellbooks in the graveyard, so we have a free banish. Now we summon Jogan, because we know our opponent's playing Endymion. Like, unless he can kill us, like there's no way he beats Jogan. I'm also gonna preface it that I am doing a lot right now. I don't need to be doing any of this stuff, but I just, dude, I have such high card advantage. Plus, I'm pretty sure his deck can't play through There Can Only Be One. Considering 90% of his cards are spellcasters and then some are beasts, right? No, they're all spellcasters. Yeah, yeah, there's no way he plays through any of this. But I didn't flip There Can Only Be One because I kind of wanted to just see what he did. So, he activates Magister of Endymion. I play Runick Slumber. Makes it so his card can't attack this turn. The reason why I played that over anything else is because I wanted to keep Hugging on the field. In case he had some type of back row destruction. Just look at my hand. This is crazy. Spellbook of Knowledge is going to be really nice too. Activate Destruction, mill 4. Spellbook of Secrets, draw. Like I said, the draw engine in this deck is just absolutely bar none. Yeah, he just gave up. And this is how a lot of these games are going to go. Your opponent's just going to concede because you lock them out of playing the game. You're not winning by life points, you're winning by them quitting. You're either winning them by them quitting, and if they don't quit, you're winning by deck out, because that's the Runick game plan. But I think it's a more fun way of playing than just doing the regular Runick stuff. And you guys can argue with me in the comments. I don't care. I like drawing cards, and both archetypes let you draw cards a lot, so that's what I find fun about it. Hello, everybody. We're here with game number 3, and we're playing against Mud. Now, this game is kind of a long one, so you might speed through it a little. But we're doing all of our spellbook shenanigans. Our opponent's gonna have a rough time. Already saying it right now. It's already gonna be a rough one. Add Runick Slumber. We banish the top card. I already think if he's on, okay, machine duplication. If he is on Cyber Dragon, there's no way he wins this through Jogan. He would have to normal summon and then tribute summon. He would have to keep doing that over and over for him to even doing something. He is on Cyber Dragons. He does grab the Cyberload Fusion, which is a little scary card. So it doesn't mean he instantly loses because he just has to wait until he draws the Imperm me, and then he can actually start playing the game. So it's really not overform. But I will say, me having There Can Only Be One is another lock for him that I think is going to be very tough to overcome. We're just going to keep popping cards. Sets a card, I activate Spellbook of Fate to banish this card. I only went for the banish because I thought for some reason it could have been an Imperm. But maybe I should have just held off on it. Because, you gotta remember, any card that's face down is actually probably pretty good for us. Because we can just pop it with Runick Destruction. Because right now Runick Destruction really doesn't do much because he's not really playing anything in the back row. So we're gonna add Slumber. So if you guys are wondering, he's oh, this guy's an idiot. He didn't attack Jogan. If he attacked Jogan, I would have honestly activated Tip and then casted Slumber on him. So It really didn't do as much as you guys think. Or you guys might have thought. So we're going to play Spellbook of Fate. I'm just going to banish. I just need empty cards in my hand. Honestly, my hand's kind of cluttered right now. Because I have like all the Runick cards in my hand. But my opponent's not really playing anything. He's not really doing anything. So... He's playing, the thing is I can't hate on him because he's just playing till he's out, right? Like he's playing so he can win the game. And see, like this is another win con he has, Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm and back row. And you might be saying, well, that wouldn't work. It kind of would because if he Lightning Storms my back row, I can't summon Huggin because of Jogan. So it kind of would work. But now, he kind of fucked up here. Because he played Cyber Dragon Core, and now if he does top deck Lightning Storm, he's not going to be able to play it. We're just kind of going off here. We're trying to get rid of everything in his deck. I know this looks ridiculous, so like, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so cringe. But this is kind of how you have to play. He's going to Ash his first draw. And remember I said, Ash is really good, but we already have like all these cards in hand. It's not as good. Like, I have so many cards to cycle through. I don't care about getting rid of one card. 1, 2, 3. Shuffle, draw. And you're almost there. He just needs 3 cards left. 2 cards left. We're going to flip. There can only be 1 and goes in match. So this is very solid to flip because he's locked into 2 things. Now this is actually kind of annoying. So I actually didn't realize this, but your opponent, like when you use these Runick cards, your opponent has to have like if I use this, they have to have 4 cards. So before I want to, they have to have like 4 cards at least for me to use Destruction. Otherwise, I can't use it, which I didn't realize that. So that was actually kind of annoying. It prevented me from winning the game there. He's gonna actually overload Fusion, but since he can only do that from using Cyberload Fusion, I have a lot of stuff to protect my cards. So, I am, like, completely good. So, we activate Runick Destruction. If this was an Imperm, I'd be fucked. He was actually, like, if he was smart, he would have placed the Imperm lane here. Because it would have negated every card that I used over here. That would have been the smart choice. And he probably could have won. Or get close to winning. I don't know if he would have won. He would have popped everything I had. But then he would have to find a way to do 500 damage, which I don't think he could have. He doesn't have that many resources left. But he's fucked. Let's just give you the tip right now. He's at 6 cards. We're gonna Runick Destruction, pop a back row. Draw, draw, draw. Draw into Runick Tip. Get Smiting Storm, and then Smiting Storm gets rid of his last card, and then we pass, and he concedes. Well, he just loses the game from duck out. But alright, let's get into the recap, and we'll talk about the deck. Hello, and thank you for coming to the recap. I just wanted to say thank you for watching this far, and if you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing, because I post pretty consistently. This last week has been a little hectic, but we are pretty much back at it again. Streaming on Twitch Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So come join at that, 6 p.m. Eastern. And join our Discord. The link is down below. Easy to join. And that's where a lot of times when we're hosting tournaments and stuff like that, a lot of the information will be there. Alright? So let's talk about the deck. How was the deck? Well, the deck was fun to play. So there's 2 things. It was fun to play. I actually enjoyed playing the deck. Playing against another Runick, though, I will say the Runick Mirror is like AIDS, because your cards are kind of bad against it. Like, Jogan doesn't really do much against it. Also, I mean, the good thing about Jogan, though, is if you go first and you Jogan against the Runick Mirror, they have a hard time, unless they have tip in hand, they're going to have a hard time going into Field Spell, because they're not going to be able to go into Huggin. So that is the only benefit, I guess. But the Runick Mirror is still like boring as molasses. It's really bad. The another negative about the deck, like, the games obviously take a while, because if your opponent doesn't concede, you have to win by deck out. So lets your opponent have more and more opportunity to try and find an out. But a lot of the times, if their deck doesn't have an out, they usually just concede. So those are, like, I guess, a few negatives. Also, like, people will hate you. I'm sure people on this video are going to hate me for playing this deck. So that's another thing. You probably get disowned by your family. I assume a truck will eventually hit you. Not sure. So those are the negatives. The positives are the deck. If you like drawing a bunch of cards, the deck's fun. And the deck's good. Like, we had a very good win rate. We lost, like, maybe, like, the only games we lost, really, were me just conceding. And then we lost the game going second, too. But usually it was just me just leaving the match. Because there was really not much... Oh, we lost the game to Floateries. We had a really bad hand, though. We had a really bad hand, and our banished cards don't really work too well against Floateries. We kind of just give them ammo. You know what I mean? Because we're banishing their Robinas, their Eaglins, and shit like that. But other than that, the deck won pretty much every game. We ranked up. I didn't play that many games with it, though. I only played like 10 games with it because it was just very boring to watch. That's why I only showed 3 games. I showed 3 games because chat was just falling asleep. So I'm not going to try and play a deck like this again for a stream or even for content, because honestly, people just don't like watching it. It doesn't make for good videos. Like, the deck's good, but people don't like watching this type of stuff, and I don't blame them too much. Me, I like watching control decks, especially I don't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh control decks, but when I played Magic the Gathering, I loved watching control mirrors and stuff like that. Thought they were interesting. But it's really not the same in this. Like, I feel like it's really like, you have the card? Nope. All right, guess I win. I guess it's kind of like that in the other games too. I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, you should play what you have fun. I actually think this deck might not be the greatest. It's really going to depend on the impact of the Ishizu cards, because those cards will affect the graveyard. And if they are able to snipe those Runick, remember how I told you how Ash Blossom, getting ashed on, like, your draw effect from the Runick field spell felt bad? Well, I can tell you right now, if your opponent keeps sniping your Runick cards in your graveyard to send them back to your deck, so you don't get any draws off your cards, or you only get, like, draw ones, that's going to feel bad, and I feel like that's going to really hinder the Runick archetype. But I also feel like Ishizu could be really good with the Runick archetype. Who knows? We'll find out on Thursday. I'm going to do some theory crafting. We got people in the Discord doing some theory crafting. So I'm really interested to see how that performs. Because remember, in the TCG and the OCG, they had tier limit with Ishizu before Ishizu came out. We're getting Ishizu first, so it's going to be kind of like a new world we're going to be stepping into. Because we're going to be able to play with the Ishizu cards without the other busted cards. So I'll be interested to see. I mean, we might just see more of the same, right? But people have been spitting out saying, oh, maybe Zombie will be good with it. Maybe this will be good with it. I'm curious. But other than that, the one thing I would change about the deck is since we can go into So Cutibus, I'd probably just take out one of these and put in a Zeus. Just because we're able to do this so easily. The problem is, if you're using the Runick cards, obviously, you can't go into combat half the time, so it's not very consistent. So either way, I don't think it's the end of the world. If you don't have Zeus, I would recommend crafting it. If you don't have your Topic Draco Future, honestly, Just put in like 6 deck cards because we're probably just going to use the Pot of P anyway. The main cards are important, are obviously Huggin. I think the 1 or even 2 Moonins are good, and then 1 or 2 Garys are good. So I think those are the most important cards out of the extra deck. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm happy to be back. And I just want to say, let me know down below, what Ishizu deck are you guys going to be playing with? Like, what are you guys going to combine the Shizu with? Are you going to try and play a pure list? Or are you going to try and play something weird? I'm curious. Also, join the Discord. Maybe you can let us know there, because it's going to be, like, uncharted territory. Because, like I said, there's no, like, information on what people were playing. So, alright, bye!